Hey. Welcome back to KF&JF podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We here again with the smartest and brightest young entrepreneurs out there coming up in today's world. And I'm telling you, we have a lot going on today. Really like to show off today with these guys that are here. You've seen them before. You know, Rent Money, Clothing, United Minority Business Venture. Both of them are CEOs of their companies. Man, I want to tell you, they are I can't even tell you all the words I want to say, but I'm so happy to be here with them. So why don't you go ahead on and tell us what's going on there, CEO of the Minority Business Venture.
Well, my name is Razak. I'm the CEO and founder of United Minority Business Ventures, and my company is based around like social media marketing. It's about getting the other businesses out there to reach other businesses. It's kind of like a collaboration, and I'm like the in between guy. So I meet people who are trying to get off the ground, who are just starting their business, and who are seeking representation, through licenses or through events, or even, and and I just kind of connect in with other people that may need, people to fill in those spots. So if you're like an event promoter or something like that, I'll go look for different things, and I'll bring the business together basically, and like fill in the spots that they have.
Well, go ahead on there, man. I tell you, that seems like it's going to be one of those things that everybody needs when they're out there trying to develop their business and work with others and try to network. We always need someone to help us get noticed, and I think that's what you're doing, and it's a big part of what we all need. What you say out there with the Rent Money Clothing guy out there, Mister CEO? What you got going on, man? Talk to us a little bit.
Well, I'm doing pretty good today. Glad to be back on the KF&JF podcast. My name is Philip Lawrence. I'm the CEO and one of the original founders of Rentmoney Clothing and Pimp and Rent. We are a custom clothing and apparel company. We make custom one-of-a-kind jackets and clothes, from shoes, backpacks, hats, and all kinds of things, you name it. Um, we're here from San Diego, California, and we are bringing the best, hottest new apparel that you've seen come out of San Diego or even in the world. So just if it ain't in you, it ain't on you. So get with it.
Okay. Okay, we back on here at KF&JF podcast. We took a little minute out of the way there. Like I said, this is live, man. Everything we do here is candid and it's straightforward. So as I was introducing my nephew here, CEO of Rent Money Clothing, he was talking a little bit about how he sees and what he sees going on in his business today. Go ahead and finish up.
Yeah, for sure. Custom clothing, man, for the world. That's what we all about. Custom clothing and apparel. Custom made jackets from scratch, from fabric by the yard, is what we do. Um, we strive to maintain to be positive individuals, making progress and reuniting every nation together. And that's our plan going forward. And we hope to show the world our vision through clothing and fashion and art.
When you say that uniting every nation together, what came through my mind is what I was thinking, man. When people that know it, but when Michael Jackson said, "We are the world," and he tries to bring, that concept of everybody being united us together. You ever thought about making a jacket or an apparel piece that will accompany all of the like a map? You know what I mean? Like all of the
Yeah.
different countries, like pieces of that country, and either whether or not it's their flag or pieces of that country, whether or not it's its people, just different pieces on that jacket that you would make. What you're saying, I just thought that would be something like you can put on the sleeves or put on the back, or it just had all of that your wording that you have for your business, but also representing that globally, like you're saying you want to bring in everybody
Yeah,
in the
for
world.
sure. Definitely have looked into that, and I like you said about the flags. Like I looked up all the nation's flags, and it was this
Mhm.
one thing that came out. I think the schools use it a lot for like it's like a poster or something like that, and it has all the flags of the different nations and stuff like that. So I was thinking about trying to grab that image and put that on a jacket and make it a themed jacket about all the nations flags and things like that, and even maybe just getting some different maybe some I would say like not cartoon, but maybe some more like AI type of pictures or something like that to just kind of
Mhm.
create some pictures where we got people from all over the world, different colors and stuff like that, skin colors and things like that, just like holding up the logo of Rent Money Clothing or Pimp and Rent, and just bringing all the people together for one common cause, which is to be positive, you know what I mean? And to make progress in whatever it is that we're doing, no matter what it is, whether it's creating clothes or whether it's, bringing other businesses together or, whether you're coaching or anything it is, we're trying to be the best we can be, make progress in it and reunite every nation together in any way possible. We're not trying to segregate ourselves from anybody or any situation. So we're just trying to go full steam ahead and bring everybody together as best as we can.
I think that works out great between what United Minority Business Ventures does as far as bringing businesses together in that way and trying to uplift them and lift them up and find paths for them to be able to succeed in their business. So it kind of runs along the same line, but different, of course. But I'm just wondering how you see that, Mr. CEO.
Well, I like the ideal of the different flags and stuff like that. As you were saying that, I was thinking like, hey, have that right on the collar right here. You know what I mean,
Mm,
or on the sleeve right there on
on the
not
bands.
not not that it overtakes the whole thing. And because I'm still making my logo, and my logo was something that had some type of upliftment too, but that had also crossed my mind that to have the multiple flags, of because it's United Minority. Now anybody's business can come aboard. I know we're in the Black community, minority communities and stuff like that, but business is going to be business. I'm not going to turn anybody away. You see what I'm saying? So it's like so you want to have all the flags on there. I think that'd be good for, to show the representation that everybody's welcome. Like you say, we're not. It's not about discriminating about anybody. If you're I guess, white, you know what I mean? So a lot of times when I was in my other business ventures and there was more, black positivity, black empowerment, then a lot of my other friends I had, what I mean, they were always, saying like, oh, now you're like, this is, it's almost like a reverse psychology of being, biased or racist in
Yeah,
a
yeah,
sense
yeah, yeah,
against, what I
yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
it's like they throw that on you if you have this, this inspiration to empower your business and call it a black business. Other than just saying, "Hey, I'm United Minority Business Ventures." I'm not actually going for the black community. I'm just saying anybody's community anywhere. What I mean? Instead of just doing it like that, then you're always perceived as a certain way. So in order to present yourself as open for anybody's business, that would definitely hit the mark. Me having the different flags and stuff like that. Because I was thinking about having that too for you don't want to get people the wrong concept as if they can't you're not approachable. You know what I mean? So anybody can approach me and say, hey, I got this business. And can I get into what you're doing? You know what I mean? And I'd be like, well, yeah. You know what I mean? If we
Well,
can find a spot for
I
you,
think
people want to work with you. You know what I mean? Then they want to work with you.
Yeah, I
What we
think
say?
that's something. I think that's something that I'm going to try to say that it's hard to really try to understand because you should be able to have a black business and be proud to mention you have a black business. You should be able to have the ability to say, I, you know, I'm looking forward to working with other black business because
Yeah.
other races are doing it. Other races are working with their Asian partners, or they white, um, business owners, and they have their own thing. So we need to some extent, not be fearful of someone feeling, like left out, or feeling
Excluded.
not connected, or feeling like they're, why you acting like you got a black business? Why can't you just say you got a business? No, because it is a black business. It is a difference in what I have to do and go through in having this business. So understanding that I need to work with other black business owners is important, because some of them are actually going through the same things that I'm going through. If I come to you as a white business owner, you're not going to tell me that you had a white guy come in your store and then and looked at you and asked you whether you were the owner of the store. No, they're not doing that. They expect you to be. They look at you as having that already. But at me, they're going to come in and say, hey, well, where's the boss? I need to talk to the boss. Well, no, I'm the boss. Nah, man, come on, man. Just tell me where the boss is. I know he's probably around here somewhere. They're thinking he's somebody other than you. So it's important. And as a matter of fact, it is almost it's where we have to push forward that idea that black business owners should not be afraid to be in business and claim their business regardless of who thinks what. Because I think if we decide to change that, then we take so much away from the struggles and all of the things that was given prior to us to even have the opportunity to even think about going into business. Because my grandmother and grandfather, they had a bar, and they were selling candies and cookies out of the house. And yeah, they sold them to everybody, but everybody know she was a black lady selling candies and cookies out of the house. Why would she just say she needed to just sell them to white people? There was no white people running down her street. She was a black business owner. So it's important for us to, as business owners, especially young business owners, to not feel as if that is something we have to cater to. We only cater to the fact that we are business owners and we are doing business. We don't mind doing business with anybody, but I can't sit back and worry about your feelings about me being a black business owner. Just like when I do this podcast and I write down uplifting of the black youth or whatever, or the black entrepreneur experience. Well, I'm speaking about them and their experience. I'm not going to say, well, I shouldn't say that. I should say, well, it's just experience of the black business, experience of business. No, I have to kind of put a name to that and put some
To tailor it
kind of
towards, because
yeah,
I like, let me just because this is what you're saying is what I'm thinking of is when we had like the riots a couple of years back, what I mean, and some places a couple of months back, where the Black Lives movement, the Black Lives Matters movement, and you had people riding down the streets, and the majority of culture based, the injustice that was done to these other young black men being killed, and all this type of things. I don't want to really touch too much on that, get off subject, but the thing of it
yeah.
is
We
is
talked
that
to yeah.
we have the right to put black owned business on some of their property. So that's kind
Right,
of like,
right, right,
what the message
right.
that they're sending is like, okay, you can tear up this whole place, but not my black owned business, because it's like but it's like a message that they're sending, though. I want to be a part of the movement and the Black Lives Matters, and the black businesses matter. What I mean? But as we were saying this, I was thinking, like, I can see how people can uh, uh, miss the mark that we're getting to, and taking it to over here, because you have those times when people were they were doing that. It's like, okay, this is a black owned business, so we're going to pass this up. But this white owned business, or even a Korean, or a
All
Hispanic or
right, yeah,
something
yeah,
owned
yeah, yeah,
business,
yeah,
what I mean, if
yeah.
they didn't put it up there, or if they didn't make it known that, hey, I'm a minority, then they was tearing through their stuff. And we don't even really know that, even if it was a black owned business, depending on what type of business you had, you might have had a a clothing business, or you might have had jewelry business that still got broken into, even though it was a black business. But but for the TV cameras and media, I mean, you put the Black Lives Matter right here, so this was like hands off. Tear up everything else. So I'm still kind of like into that sense of black owned business, and there's a pride that we take by saying I'm in the black business owner. What I mean? And I feel that we do go through different things, then we are discriminated against in a sense, and
Right,
and,
right,
and
right,
the unity that it presents in the community is that what I mean, hey, I'm trying to rise above the stereotypes that they give us and beat the
right,
statistics
right,
of
right,
black
right,
men all going to jail. We're all drug addicts, what I
right,
mean? And and
right,
and it
right.
may be the case for a couple of people that labels everybody else. So that's basically saying that it only takes one in the group to say the whole group is criminals. Basically, if you
Right,
got a
right,
homie
right.
that's been in and out of jail, and he's trying to change his life, or he's trying to come over there and chill with y'all, we're automatically guilty by association. That's where they get that from. You're guilty by association. They just automatically determine that we're all bad. And in my business, what I mean, that's I'm trying to create more like I guess a different labeling for us. What I mean? Like we can be, what I mean, upstanding citizens. I mean, we can be hard workers and stuff like that. And I'm just like you say, proud to have my own business. Proud to know I worked for this. I went through the training. I'm going through all the little pamphlets and books and everything else that has something to do with business,
Yeah.
social media marketing. I'm doing this right here. Campaigning on social. Getting a financial profile, doing all these different things, what I mean, to say that I have earned, what I mean, my black business, just like
Right, right,
Rent
right.
Money Clothing, what I mean, when we get on him, I'm for sure he's in a like mind of earning your business, what I mean. So
Sure.
people can't really when there's people that are trying to look down or talk negative, what I mean, about the pursuit of a business and the obstacles that we go through to get there. What I mean? I still kind of like sit back and like, okay, you can have all that, what I mean? But just know, that I am still working for this, and another, black man, another minority, a person in the community that I'm from shouldn't be looking down on me. They should be, applauding us, and trying their best to say, hey, brother, what I mean, uh, 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 how can I help? Matter of fact, hire me.
Well,
I can work there. you know,
that's not something that always happen. So being a black owner doesn't mean you all everything in the store is dark. You know what I mean? So there's light that comes through darkness. So therefore, you being black owned is just a representation of your struggle and showing that you have worked hard to get there. Doesn't mean that you close the door on everybody, you exclude everybody. It's just something that has to be understood and have to be looked at as something to be proud of, not nothing, something that you need to be having to be on pins and needles about mentioning the word black owned business instead of you just saying, I'm just a business owner. Yeah, man, I own this store down here and this is what I do. No, you got to stand proud. Yeah, I'm a young black business owner here in America or here in the community, and I'm trying to succeed and bring people together. That's it. That's what you're doing, Philip.
Sure, for sure, for sure. I mean, just living in San Diego and in some of the areas around here, it's hard for a black entrepreneur or businessman to even have a business, period. Because a lot of times when you look around, whether it be in the restaurant industry, the clothing industry, groceries, um, all kinds of different types of businesses, there's not a lot of black owned businesses that you can say that we have to go to. You know what I mean? Like we got the Hispanics cooking soul food. We got the Asians cooking soul food. We got the Hispanics cooking Chinese food. Like, so it's like just everybody's taking everybody's stuff, but we don't have our own. Like, you know what I mean? We don't have our own. It's almost like, when we went through the slavery and all that stuff, they took away all our culture and all our history, you know what I mean? And tried to rewrite it for us. Now we're trying to rewrite it back saying, no, we can, and we will, you know what I mean? be
Mm-hmm.
business owners and positive individuals that will make progress in this world. You know what I mean? And bring everything
Right, right,
together.
right,
You
right.
know, it's very hard for a black man because even just with the name, like I was saying in the last episode with the name Pimp and Rent, you know, it had a very negative connotation on it when people heard it. You know, before they hear the meaning of what we made it into, when we made it an acronym, they just see the word pimp and it was automatic like, oh, you must be a pimp. You're just trying to say some nice words to kind of like hide it, to try to wash it and make it clean. It's like, no, I'm really am a positive individual making progress and trying to reunite every nation together. It's not my fault that when you put those words together, it spells out pimp and rent. You know what I mean? And I have the ability to put that together and actually make it sound good and look good. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's very hard for a black man, you know what I mean, to have business, and you know, we do get treated differently than others, you know, so we gotta stay our claim, you know, and be proud of
Yeah,
the fact that
yeah.
we are a black man in business, you know.
Yeah, I think one of
Yeah.
the things that you mentioned that both of you guys are mentioning is that is that you got to be able to represent that too. Even though you are a black business owner, you have a responsibility too. You
Mhm.
you have something that you have to be aware of because you have the eyes on you. You have your people on you. You got the kids on you. You got people that are looking at you and seeing that you're representing yourself as a business owner, and then you're also representing yourself in their culture. You're a black business owner, so they're double looking at you and saying, well, is he honest to see, oh, I see him doing this. So carry how you morph yourself around your business and how you brand yourself around your business is the most important part of how people look at you and how they are going to talk about you as a black man, not necessarily about your business, but as a black man to other people. Well, I know this black guy, man. He owns a business. He's real cool, man. He's trying to succeed and do all that stuff. Or, oh, I know this black dude, man. He own a business. He never at the shop. Now, every time I
Mhm.
look for him, he nowhere be found. Every
Yeah,
time I
always
look for him,
getting over on
he
somebody.
riding this caddy. He riding in this caddy and, throwing up deuces and rolling down the street. So representation is important. And sometimes when people think about us as being black owners, they throw all of those stereotypes into the bucket. And they start thinking, well, yeah, they're thinking in their mind, you probably got your 6'4" out in the back, get ready to pull off and shit, go to the hood, do some hopping or something. Back in the day, that's
Yeah.
what they were doing. Business owners, but they were over, watching the car ride. But so everything you do is important. So the stronger you are in that area, the better image you bring to the business. So so we can't really blame sometimes white folks try to say, oh, this is what they stereotype is like, because there's some of them out there doing that, and it's hard. It makes it harder for us to carry our business forward because immediately when they hear it, oh, you're not gonna last, or immediately when they hear it, they're gonna think negative. So we have to constantly mold and try to put ourselves in different positions, how we talk, what we talk, and all that stuff, all these different things that we try to do. But some of it just relates back to just being yourself, just being who you are, but being that consistently. So when people see you
Yeah.
all the time, you're the same person all the time. You're the same movement, you're not trying to. If somebody come up with some bullshit, you're gonna tell them, "Oh, that's bullshit," and they know when they come to you, they can't come to you with no bullshit because you're gonna
Right.
tell them it's bullshit. And that kind of consistency is what it is in business. Hey, man, I'm gonna treat you right. I'm gonna do this way. But if you're gonna treat me this way, I'm not gonna do business with you. So you have that power, and that creates the kind of environment you need to
To
when
do
you're
your
working in
business.
a hostile environment of business. So that's how I see that.
Yeah. I was reading up on different little things that go about finding the location of your business. Like there was the last little podcast we did. I had asked uh, Rent Money Clothing right here about if he was going to be having his store in the community, or was he going to go outside the community? Now I'm looking at this thing, and there's like the demographics. Make sure I say this right. The demographics and the geographic location, because that's what I'm studying up on right now. And that's and I, even though I do a lot of the black community stuff, the black empowering thing, it's not always in the community that you're coming out of that you can put your business right back in, because
Right.
the community
Right.
that we're coming from may be full of negativity. It could have, gang activity, theft, vandalism, all these things,
Yeah.
come into play when you're placing your business. Now, I'm about the community, I'm black, the empowerment of knowledge and gaining more uh more steps or more leadway, to get my business established. So now I'm like, well, okay, now I can be in the black community, but at the same time, helping my community might be having my business in another area. What I mean? That way it can flourish or something. What I mean? That way it can grow. I can do more things, because in some communities, there is no way, nowhere to even put your business, because some of it is run down, some of it is vandalized, some of them just isn't in a good spot. What I mean? So sometimes we got to look out, because that's what I was asking you last time. And I was thinking that at what point in time do we say, okay, well, look, I'm trying to do my business, what I mean, but where can I look? The people, my audience, the customers I want to reach out to, I want to employ, I want to uprise, what I mean, or uplift, I should say. I can't necessarily have it here. I got to have it somewhere else. What I mean? In that sense, sometimes
You're saying
I'm
that you're
thinking now
not
that,
going to be able to. You're saying you're not going to be able to bring them into the place where you're going to have your business because of the environment of the business that you're in.
no,
Whether
no, I'm
that
not
business
not bringing
is run.
not bringing them into it, not bringing them into it, but I'm saying having the storefront there. What I mean? So say
Yeah,
we're
well,
in
you
the
got to. That
hood
means
and
you got to bring
there's
people to the
an
business.
abandoned
Yeah.
building over here. Yeah, you have different abandoned buildings, what I mean, and that we can go and just, buy and set up in. But would that be ideal to actually have a business in? Because that area might not be good. Now the rent on the property might be low because the area is so bad, or these different things I have to. I'm starting in gaining the to how to run my business and how to start focusing on where is my general location of looking for these events,
Well,
because a lot of the events might be over here or over there.
I want to tell you that's all fine and dandy to a certain extent,
Mhm.
but here's where I see that you got to make a decision in what you're about. When I looked at, and Philip might know this area is, used to be a Wrigley's, division over there. Used to be Mario's
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you go buy your clothes over there. It used to be, store was in the hood. It was probably, but they catered to a lot of people. They had khakis. They had all of the different colored jackets. They had all the clothes. I even when I was in the 8th grade, I went there to get my school clothes. But that store was right there in the hood. Everybody went to it. They knew who it was. So you just have to build something, and sometimes when you're in a neighborhood like that, the way you bring the community up is you being there and not fighting and running away, trying to bring
Right.
that people there.
In a way though,
Yeah,
if we
so-
go back and we look at Nipsey Hussle, you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was
That
a
whole
bad
situation,
mistake there though.
it was a bad mistake, but at the same time, it was a good thing. It was good that he had that business in the neighborhood. It was good he was trying to buy back the block and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? But it was also at the time he was saying a lot of stuff in his songs. If you go back and listen to it, but he was still moving a certain way that attracted the
That's what I
negativity.
was saying.
You know what I'm
That's what I
saying?
was
Like
talking about.
we can
Yeah,
have the shop in the hood, but we got to be pushing the right type of message in it and
necessary.
the way that we're living our lives. You know what I mean? Like I can't be
Right,
out here
right.
causing drama all over these streets and then think I'm gonna have a storefront in the hood. Like they gonna
Oh,
pull
right,
up.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
And you talking
and
about
even
people not
sometimes,
close for you.
I can be because even myself, I'm not no gang member. I've never been from a gang. I'm not from nowhere. I live in a gang infested city. You know what I'm saying? But I've never chosen to join a gang. You know what I mean? But if you look at my logo, it may seem like, oh, I'm on a blood side because I have red in my logo. So this can really get misconstrued, especially being in San Diego. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of other places around the United States that have a lot of gangs, and it's hard to change the narrative for us in those neighborhoods. So I can
Well, it's
see
back to
maybe
how you act. It's back to
right.
you, right? It's going to be back to you.
Right.
It's going to
But
be
there's
back to
also
how
evil
you present
everywhere. You know
yourself.
what I mean? There's evil everywhere. Evil can come to your door even when you got the best of everything. You know what I'm saying? And you're not uh trying to attract that, but it just is, it just comes, But it's also just preparing yourself, you know what I mean, and having faith in God that, you're doing the right thing, and we'll make an impact somehow, some way. But I do think, you want to start off, because even in music, in order for you to really blow up, you got to blow up in your own city, your own town, your own area. You can't be blowing up in New York and don't nobody ever heard of you in your own city. It's like, who are you? So you definitely gotta.
Yeah.
Now,
I,
now
I
we
think
we
I
had
think you're
touched
right.
on that the other day too about black business and the rappers, what I mean, in the music industry, on how they perceive the rappers are that are more, more of an image, image in that we see all the time versus there's thousands of musicians, thousands of rappers and stuff, and there's only certain ones that have all the the gold and diamonds and stuff on, and there are always the stereotype behind that is showing that all these young brothers, what I mean, they're being influenced to, okay, in order to make it, you're going to have the gun, you're going to have a history of jail and violence and stuff, and that's how they're uh, being influenced or being told or being shown that you're not going to make it unless you have some kind of street cred. That just being educated, just want to take your family. Nobody's going to want to hear that rap. We want to hear, you're riding on this, and you're having a feud with another guy who has millions, of records sold. What I mean? So it's the whole aspects of it all, and then we try to throw that into a business sense, and the business of making money and showing these, I guess, the youth or the community, or even the world, in a sense, that black representation is overshadowed by violence and negativity, drugs, what I
Right.
mean, because
Right.
that's what they're advertising.
Yeah.
What I
That's
mean,
the
that
image
that's
that
that's what
they're
they're
projecting.
marketing. and,
Yeah.
and, and a lot of these famous hand shoes and different things, and these brands are through the representation of. Now, if that's what you're going to do with your money, that's what you're going to do. What I mean? So that's also a choice. What I mean? But I'm just saying, in a sense of going on with business, it doesn't have to be that way. We're shown a certain kind of way, and then when we go another route, it's almost like we're looked down upon because we're not like that. What I mean? Or we're excluded from the conversation because we're trying to build something on a positive scale. We're trying to say, okay, we're trying to network and get some people who want to be in business with us, but how are they looking at it? What I mean? How is the audience right here, the listening audience, how are they perceiving us to be? As we
Right.
talk about the topics of business and the black family dynamics, what I mean, and balancing that with our I mean, well, because you're going through that right now, what I mean, how do we balance that with the family and try to get the business going and doing this, and and we're all trying to on different levels in that sense, trying to
Yeah.
make the same approach to success, what I mean?
But I think it's a lot to do with, like I said earlier, how you represent yourself and how consistent you are in who you are and in your brand. So it's it starts there. So all those guys that are working through their brand through gangs, or working through their brand through how the rap music is, or how certain songs and doing their stuff through there to get noticed. Nah, I mean, it only lasts so long. The people who have longevity in their business, like we talked about before, Like I said, Michael Jordan, he ain't walking around with a big chain on his neck. I said Denzel Washington is not walking around with a big chain on his neck. There's people that are, and they have businesses. They have foundations that they give out money and do things and uplift other businesses. Not that not anything wrong with that, but you have to find that if you're going to be successful and you want to have your business around for a while, some things is mando in your how you carry yourself. Because if you don't do that, you're going to bring on all kinds of other stuff. It's going to slow you down. Homie's going to come by and say, okay, instead of, because I've had it, instead of, hey man, just come, let's go for a ride for a minute, kick it for a minute. Oh yeah, man, everybody's at the house, business going good. You hop in the car, you just took away everything that you worked for, because you don't know where you're going, what you're going to get to, and you got no way back, because you got to wait for that dude or whoever it is to bring you back home. So you got to always, everything you think about, everything you do, it has to be around protecting your image, protecting your business, protecting your family, and protecting the fact that you have a dream. So some of those guys, like when we were talking about Nipsey Hussle, he did a good thing. He was he was giving clothes out. He had the shoes. He had everything. He started off good, but some of what he was doing was bringing people into him that was not so happy, about whatever he may have been saying, and that whole world is they don't care how much now that you got money, they just trying to rob you. You sitting out there, with all your gold on, with all the cars out there, you think you balling, but you got this store that you in. Nah, that ain't gonna last too long. He should have, it's just a different thing. But that's how I see, making your brand, making yourself, and trying to keep all that is it's a lot of work, man. It's a big process. It's not just getting the business license and being on the stage of business. It's a constant change of who you are.
Yeah, for sure. Constantly involved in trying to, make something better of yourself every day, changing up, getting better at this, getting better at that, learning this, learning that, learning from your mistakes.
Yeah. It takes time. You be sitting in front of the computer trying to make you make your logo. You be trying to put this stuff together and do all that. Homies on the phone, man, what you doing? Oh man, I'm chilling. Oh no, man, come on, get out of there, get out of that computer. You pull right there. You got there's somebody's pulling you. Say, oh, you got.
So let me ask you, because given your location, given your business, how do you decide, what colors to use? What I mean, in the area that you are, does that affect anything? I mean, you have some new gear, right? So that you can flash off to us. How do you decide what is going to be, more of a seller? Because you don't want nobody to be wearing your brand and say, they're in the wrong area or something there, and that affects how they, how they move.
Or how it's
You
being
see what I'm
seen,
saying?
how
Or
it's being
how they.
presented. They take Rent Money clothing and call it Bloods Rent Money clothing.
Yeah, right. I try. I mean, I know our main
Joy
logo.
Be Love, blood.
Right. Our main logo is black, white, and red. You know what I mean? That was just the colors I chose. It was my favorite colors. But I also have the same logos in different colors and variations. You know what I mean? Colorways. So for me, as I was growing up in San Diego, Southeast, we moved around every 2 years. So I never really got settled into one place. So I never really started gangbanging. But I would never worry about what colors I was wearing. You know what I mean? I'll go out the house wearing whatever I want to wear because I'm me and that's what I wanted to wear, and I know how I'm going to approach every situation. You know what I mean? It's all about your demeanor, you know what I mean, when you're walking around. Like I've been in areas, I know I've been in certain areas with the wrong colors on and nothing happened to me. You know what I mean? Like I walk right by them dudes and nothing happened because I'm not staring at them. I'm not mean mugging them. I'm not trying to create a problem. They might
You
look
ain't
at
got
me
that
like,
rag hanging out your pocket. You ain't got that rag
it's
folded
not
up
the
hanging
demeanor.
out
I'm
your
here
pocket.
to go grocery shopping. I got my kids in the car. I'm not worried about you. You know what I mean? So it's just all like that. I've been in those situations before where you get pressed, you know what I mean, about where you're from and stuff like that. It's all about how you respond. If you react with negativity, then you're gonna get met with negativity. You know what I mean? So, usually when they try to ask me where I'm from, I just say San Diego. You know what I mean? Like, this is where I live, in the city, man. You know what I mean? Like, I know where I'm at. You know what I mean? I know I probably shouldn't have these colors on, but I wouldn't have came over here if I felt like I was a problem or it was a threat. So,
but when it comes to your clothing and your brand and what you're doing, everybody's gonna either take it the way it is and promote it the way they want to. You know what I'm saying? If they got your hat on like you got, and they sitting down with your Rent Money clothing hat on, and they sitting with their rag and they pocketing over there, they chilling on the corner, that has nothing to do with Rent Money clothing.
Yeah,
all it is showing that they like that hat and they like that saying. You know what I'm saying?
See, I was trying to touch on real fast that, how does Black businesses affect in the, the Black community, the minority communities, when there's, negativity around, when there's a element of a danger in a sense of having your business there. Now, you had shown me something earlier. I want to take a look at it again. If you flash at the shirts and stuff like that you had, to show, because that's why I was asking, because I had seen some of it, and I was asking you about, if you had certain colors, and I see, why some people make certain colors more, more in abundance, more in abundance than others. You know what I mean? And it could be where you're at. You know what I mean? Could be there's just nobody really asking for these colors or anything. You know what I mean? Or so, I just wanted to touch on, what went into the process of how do you choose the blends of colors? Like, you
show
had
some of those, Philip.
with
So why don't you go ahead and take a few minutes to show
For me, it's all about fashion. I try to look at colorways and little things like this right here is a blue. It's a blue shirt, navy blue shirt with a gold or a yellow logo on it. So, in San Diego, you think it's maybe, it's a Crip shirt, because it's got the gold and blue. That's what it's just, I like the Chargers, you know what I'm saying? It's Charger colors. It's also like Michigan Wolverine colors. It's got all kind of different, it's like the ocean and the sun. You know what I mean? It's how I look at stuff. So I'm not really looking at it, I'm just going to make it for gang members or whatever. This is, you know what I mean? I like fashion and I like to match. So I might have some blue shoes that got some yellow on it or something that I might want to throw on with this shirt, So when I'm making stuff, I'm just trying to make the best stuff for us. You know what I mean? So whether it be black and red, gold and blue, I got black with the army on there, the army colors. So I try to
see that one before, man. I didn't see that one.
yeah. So I try to be,
Okay.
give a variety. I don't want to stick to the same colors. Like I got purple, for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Or even for the men, if you want to wear purple, it's okay to wear purple. You know what I mean? Got different looks and different styles depending on what it is you want to see. Got the silver with the pink on a purple shirt. You know what I mean? So I'm just a fashion person. I like to dress. I got all kinds of clothes and shoes and pants that I like to, match up and stuff like that. So I try to, make things
So,
that's gonna look good on me.
show them that one that I seen that we had seen before, the what is it, white one with the
With the
white one with the hands on it, with the figure on it.
Where the guy was praying, where did that one go? Oh no, there it go right there. Even the red on the red,
Yeah, that one right there. I like that one right there. That's a top seller.
This is how I fight my battles,
Yeah, the next one you might see me with that on. Let me.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? You might see with it on you because you got it in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
you know, you're taking the rid out of life. You feel me?
You can go ahead on and pick that up at the vending event on the 3rd. You know?
Yeah, February 3rd,
Yeah.
Jason Soul Black Business Expo from 10 to 4. You're gonna see us there.
You go ahead on and pick that up right there, my boy. You might as well bring your chump change. I know you got that
for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
You got that dot card and all that. You ready to go,
man? And the
Laker colors.
The other merch you have.
What was that?
The other merchandise you have.
Yeah. Actually, right now, you know, we got
all this stuff is new, right?
All this stuff brand new, still in the bag. You know what I mean? Brand new clothing, just pressed up the other day.
Yeah. Those Tango hats.
All the different colors for you. We got the merch. All you gotta do is holler at me. Holler at me. Catch me in person. You know, you'll get what you want. And if I ain't got it, we'll make it for you.
That's progress right there. That's progress.
Different looks and designs. Try not to come with the same thing every time. So try to put it in different ways, different looks.
Is that a hoodie? Is that a hoodie right there?
Yeah, that's a hoodie. Yeah.
Black and a plaid, black and white.
Black and plaid. Yep.
Well, see, that's what we're talking about here on KF&JF podcast. Just people uplifting and bringing all kinds of things together, man. So I don't know what to do, man. You guys got so much good news. Shoot, I got to find a way to bring some good news to this party too, man.